This is how the UFC should book UFC 321. So Dana White just announced that Tom Aspinall will be defending his heavyweight title for the second time, and this time it is against Ciryl Gane. So as the best matchmaker on YouTube, I have booked the best 5-fight main card for UFC 321. Let's not waste any time, get into the main card opener. Yo, tell me this fight doesn't fucking slap. Derek Lewis taking on Shamil Gaziev. Yo, the memes alone, this carries fight week. This carries the card. Derek Lewis, Shamil Gaziev, we need to see that fight, and we need it now. This needs to be the main card opener. We need a heavyweight fight on this card. What better than this? Derek Lewis, Shamil Gaziev. What a fight. This is going to be awesome, and it has to be the main card opener. Let's draw people in from the start. This is the fight to make. I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't have hated if they done Derek Lewis, Tom Aspinall.
Bruh.
Now, it does make more sense for Ciryl Gane to fight him, even though Gane technically lost to Volkov. But when I seen the idea of Derek Lewis potentially being Tom Aspinall's opponent, I actually wasn't against the idea. Although it does make more sense to have Ciryl Gane. But let's have this as a main card opener. Shamil Gaziev, he's from that region of the world. The card takes place in Abu Dhabi. You know they like to have fighters from that region and the faith that they believe in around there. Shamil Gaziev is one of those people. Derek Lewis, fan favourite. Shamil Gaziev, fan favourite. It just makes sense. Make it happen. People have been talking about this fight for a while. They're both on 2-fight win streaks. Derek Lewis coming off a big win over Talison Teixeira. Shamil Gaziev's fight against Sergey Spivak got cancelled twice. Let's just book these guys together. Derek Lewis took no damage against Talison Teixeira. You could even maybe say if Derek Lewis beats Shamil Gaziev, he can get a title fight. I think Derek Lewis would take this fight. It's very winnable for him. It's also very winnable for Shamil Gaziev as well. I think it's just a really fan-friendly, fun fight and should be the main card opener. Moving on up the card, Battle of fucking Britain, boy. Keep a fucking lemon, son. Arnold Allen versus Lerone Murphy. Now, people might be saying, Arnold Allen should be fighting Yair Rodriguez, or Lerone Murphy should be fighting Yair Rodriguez. I've came to terms with it, so now you have to. Yair is going to be fighting for the belt next.
Bruh.
It's going to happen, especially now that Movzar has pulled out of his fight against Aaron Pico. They are going to rebook that fight 1 gazillion %. Yair is going to be fighting for the title next. Unless they don't book it before Gene Silva fights Diego Lopez. If Gene Silva beats Diego Lopez in like a brutal knockout or something, they'll skip up Yair. But that fight's definitely already in the works. You just know they're still going to do it. They're doing Yair versus Volk. You've got Aljamain Sterling taking on Brian Ortega. Diego Lopez taking on Gene Silva. And this is just a fight that makes sense for both guys. I think it's a fun fight. Battle of Britain, you could sell it as that. I just think it's going to be a fun one. Arnold Allen, we haven't seen him in a while, coming off a win over Giga Chikadze at UFC 304, I believe was the card. That's where Tom Aspinall beat Curtis Blades. That's how long these guys have been out for. Lerone Murphy, undefeated. Both guys are ranked inside of the top 10 of the UFC's featherweight division. In terms of the rankings, it makes sense. Make this fight happen. I'm interested in seeing who wins it. Lerone Murphy is like good everywhere, but not like... He's just good everywhere. He's really well-rounded, but like nothing in his game really stands out. Arnold Allen, obviously very well-rounded in his own right, does carry a bit more punch power than what Lerone Murphy has. It would be an interesting one. I mean, Lerone Murphy, we've seen him tagged and dropped before by the likes of Dan Ige, but he's never been beaten. Can Arnold Allen be the guy to beat Lerone Murphy? That's what I need to know. It makes sense in terms of rankings. Have this on the card. Moving on, feature fight. I think this card should have been held in the UK, but they're doing it in Abu Dhabi. They always stack the Abu Dhabi cards. Let's have a lot of UK faces on the card, as for some reason when they go to the UK, they have it on American time, but whenever they go to Abu Dhabi, it's on UK time. So let's stack this with UK fighters. Leon Edwards versus Michael Morales. This is the fight to make. I think you do Ian Gary, Sean Brady, Shavkat, have him fight Joaquin Buckley when he comes back. Make this fight happen. Has Leon Edwards still got him? He's still my boy. He got smoked by Sean Brady. I can't believe I spent like fucking £600 on tickets to go watch that fucking dog shit performance. But Leon Edwards, people forget, man, this guy knocked out prime Kamaru Usman. Now, Michael Morales is an up-and-coming, I don't even want to say prospect anymore, contender, coming off that brutal first-round win over Gilbert Burns. Leon Edwards, 2-fight losing streak. If Leon can beat Michael Morales, it shows he still has it, puts him right back into title contention. If Michael Morales can beat Leon Edwards, he's right in there for like number one contender fight, in my opinion. And the fact that this fight would be 3 rounds really favours Michael Morales. Like, Leon, I'm going to rip my skin off. Yo, Leon, please be aggressive. Throw strikes this fight, yeah? Stop being on the back foot. I hope his IQ hasn't went to mush, because some of the decision making against Sean Brady was like, what the fuck is going on here? But this fight's been talked about. I think it makes sense. Leon will definitely fight in Abu Dhabi. It's on the UK fight time. Michael Morales is a big opportunity for him. I think this is perfect as the feature fight. Leon Edwards, Michael Morales. And finally, let's get on to the co-main event. Feast your eyes on this, yeah? Now, this isn't being spoken about by anybody. So let's go through the lightweight division. Ilya says he wants to fight in December. Ilya Arman. I know people are going to disagree with me on this one and say, but Arman doesn't deserve it. Arman's the number one contender. I get what he done at UFC 311, but if Ilya wants to fight, Ilya is fighting. He's one of the biggest stars, if not the biggest star right now in the UFC. Let's not hinder his momentum. Get him in there against Arman, because he literally smokes Arman. He knocks Arman out. So that's the fight to make in December. Ilya Arman. If Ilya wants to fight, keep this guy active. I spot everywhere. Get this guy a fight. Let's not fuck about and wait for contenders to fight. We've got a number one contender in Arman. If he wants to fight, make him versus Ilya. Then we've got Justin Gaethje. Yo, he deserves a video in his own right. I want to personally shake Max Holloway's hand for fucking knocking that fraud out. What the fuck is he on about? I'm going to sit here and wait for a title. I'm going to wait for a title fight. What have you done to earn a title fight? Yo, see whoever's in the circle of Justin Gaethje telling him, sit out and just fight for the belt. Yo, someone in Justin Gaethje's like immediate circle needs to tell him, get rid of that guy. He's ruining your career. It should be Justin versus Paddy on this card. But Justin Gaethje's going to sit out and wait. And that's not going to end well for Justin Gaethje, in my opinion. I know people might say, well, why don't you just give Gaethje the title fight against Topuria in December? Because you can't reward this sitting out behaviour. You can't award that shit. People might say, well, why is Arman? Arman's the number one contender and pulled out with an injury. That's so different from just wanting to sit out on your spot. So let's do Paddy Pimblett versus Dan Hooker. I know people are saying Paddy Pimblett, Max Holloway. Holloway will be fighting Oliveira in December. The UFC are going to do that. It's a massive fight. It's a big money fight. So let's do Dan Hooker versus Paddy Pimblett. This is a really fun fight. Let's make it 5 rounds as well. Let's make this a 5-round co-main event. It's going to be a really exciting fight, in my opinion. Both guys really have fun, dynamic striking styles. Paddy Pimblett's extremely tough and durable. So is Dan Hooker. Can Dan Hooker manage to deal with Paddy Pimblett's grappling and his unorthodox striking? Because Paddy Pimblett beat Michael Chandler better than Gaethje, better than Oliveira, and better than Dustin Poirier. But Michael Chandler beat Dan Hooker. This is a fight that makes sense. Both guys are on win streaks right now. Dan Hooker, Paddy Pimblett. It's a slept-on fight. Not many people are talking about this, but this is definitely a fight to make. And obviously in the main event, some fucking Aspinall, keep a fucking lemon, boy. Tom Aspinall defending his belt for the second time. Don't tell me an interim title doesn't count. I'm not listening to that shit, yeah. I won't be gaslit into believing that malarkey. This is Tom Aspinall's second title defense. My problem with this fight is that I don't want Tom Aspinall to fall into this trap of I need to beat him quicker than Jones did, because that could be a problem for Tom Aspinall. I don't think he beats him as quick as John Jones did. However, I think he beats him in a more brutal fashion. What I think happens is Tom Aspinall drops him and submits Ciryl Gane by rear naked choke. That's my early prediction for this matchup. But yeah, I think that's the perfect 5-fight main card for this. The UFC always stack the Abu Dhabi cards. This is a big fight. It's for the heavyweight title. Let's make this division feel special. Tom Aspinall, fan favourite. He's been fucked over by the UFC and John Jones. Give him a big fight. Give him a big fight night to shine on. This is it. UFC 321. Aspinall versus Cyril Gane. Paddy Pimblett, Dan Hooker in the co-main event. Let me know your opinions in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you all again in the next one.